This gluten-free chicken casserole with gluten-free dumplings is honestly my favourite food in the autumn and winter. It's super easy to make. Let me show you how. First of all, we're going to coat the chicken thighs in some plain gluten-free flour. This is going to help them brown, but it's also going to help thicken the sauce. Now I'm using an oven-proof dish, but you can fry these in a frying pan first and then transfer it to an oven-proof dish if that's all you've got. So we're going to fry them on each side until they're just starting to go brown like this, and then I'm going to add a little bit more oil to loosen off the pan, and I'm going in with the smoky bacon lardons. These are really important for the big flavours. And then I've got carrots and onions, and I'm just going to fry these off. Now, browning off the veg is really important when you're making a stew or casserole because it just adds like a really rich, deep flavour. And once those have fried for a little bit, I'm going to add back in the chicken and mix this all together. Now it's time to go in with all the flavourings. So I've got some thyme and some sage. I've got some Dijon mustard. Now Dijon mustard is normally gluten-free, but always double check the packet. And then I've got some gluten-free chicken stock. I normally use Knorr for this, and some white wine. You don't have to add this, but I really think it adds to the flavour. Give that all a really good mix together. Now I will pop the full recipe, the ingredients, the quantities, everything you need, including step-by-step photos in the caption down below. That links to my website where you'll find the full recipe. This is just to show you how easy it is to make. Now in this video, I'm making my gluten-free dumplings using grated cold butter, but you can make them with suet if you can find gluten-free suet. There are a few brands in the UK, and again, I'll list them in the description that are gluten-free, but if you can't get hold of it, don't worry, grated butter or even grated lard works really well, but just make sure it's super cold. Now I'm making this dumpling mix up while the casserole is in the oven, and I'm just sort of crumbling this together so that the butter and the flour is all mixed together, and then I'm going to pour in some cold water. I'm going to give that a really good mix and then put that to one side while the casserole cooks, and then when it's kind of like an hour or so away from being done, that's when we can add the dumplings to the casserole to cook them off too. Now this is bubbling away. By this point it's going to be smelling amazing. I'm drooling just thinking about it. So our dumpling mixture is ready, so we're just going to use our hands to roll out the dumplings. Don't worry about them being perfect, and we're going to sort of partially submerge them into the casserole. Now you can obviously make these for any casserole stew, like my beef stew, you can make them in the slow cooker, but this is my favourite way of having them. And then once they're all submerged, I'm going to pop the lid back on, finish off cooking in the oven, and you can see they are squidgy, they're delicious. Oh, you've got those amazing flavours in that casserole. It's honestly my favourite dish, and they freeze really well as well, so it's great for batch cooking. Check out the description for the full recipe and my channel for more comforting foods like this.